Hey guys, I got some great news. For the first time in Ferris Wheel Productions history, we've got our first review code.
Yes!
So does this mean we're finally legit? No. But no time to wallow in self-pity. Today, we're going to be reviewing an eShop game by the name of Shapes of Grey. And no, I'm not going to make fun of the fact that it sounds like a certain Twilight erotic fan fiction. Let's just get to playing, shall we? Shapes of Grey struck me as interesting. It follows the tale of a bland and colorless oval as he or she fights other bland, colorless shapes with his or her sword. I am unaware of his or her name, so for now we'll just call him or her Christian Grey. Taking out the H and replacing the E with an A, of course. This game was developed by Secret Tunnel Entertainment, being led by none other than the legendary Trent Steen. What? You've never heard of Trent Steen? He was on IGN's show Up at Noon about 3 years ago.
When Trent Steen plays Contra, Konami enters the Trent Steen code.
Trent Steen used Dr. Mario to cure diabetes. Wow.
He was kind enough to lend me a digital copy to review, so let's get started. Hey, you be careful with those shapes, Mr. Steen. You know very well that Nintendo owns the rights to the triangle like Disney owns the Grimm fairy tales. Okay, that part's not true, but you know, the lawyers always find a way. Believe it or not, this is the main menu, and the shape on the top left is your only option for now. As soon as you hit it with the sword, you're automatically thrown into the action, fighting various triangles, squares, rectangles, these things. All of these enemies are one-hit KOs. The trick is you have to kill them all within the 10-second time limit, and you only have 3 hearts. The game gets extremely difficult the farther you progress. Sometimes. Take for example the giant rocket-shaped things. You can't kill them. You have to avoid them and wait for them to kamikaze themselves, which can get pretty boring if this is your 14th try. There are 47 levels in the first area, and you have to beat them all if you want to unlock the second one, and let me tell ya, it's madness. I appreciate that checkpoints show up when you beat the bosses, because if I had to start all the way back to the beginning, I would be furious. When you unlock the second area, you are introduced to more levels with different opponents. It was during this time I realized you can't just depend on yourself to beat all the enemies, you can use their attacks to destroy others. And if you're sick of the sword, be aware of when you see this blinking icon. It gives you a gun that bounces off walls, but I think they're ninja stars. I don't know. Either way, they're awesome. Visually, Shapes of Grey is dull and sprite-based, but considering the title and the fact that it's an indie developer, it's pretty forgivable. What I don't like, however, is the serious frame rate slowdown that happens when too much stuff is going on. But thankfully it helps me get that hard before I get to the final boss. When you finally complete the story mode, you'll unlock arcade mode, in which you can rack up a high score and beat challenges offered in the menu. And who doesn't like collecting coins? This is what I think the game should have been from the start, but it is still fun and challenging to see what will happen at the final level. Overall, Shapes of Grey is interesting. The mechanics work really well, and it's a brilliantly designed arcade-style game. But there just isn't much to it. Not to say that's a bad thing, but this isn't a game I would consider going back to play on my free time. If anything, it's more of a time waster. But if you're a fan of this genre and you have a Wii U, I recommend giving this game a shot. It just launched today. Who knows? Maybe there's more secrets to this game that I'm unaware of.
This is the story of a man named Daniel.
What? Thanks for watching, guys and gals. Thanks again to Trent Steen for the review code, and if any of you viewers want the game on PC, be sure to support it on Steam Greenlight. Until next time, I'm Joey Ferris, and I'll see you on the next ride.